Ladies and gentlemen, the Dwarves, a real-time combat RPG. I think is possibly one of the better ways to describe it. Not really sure what it's similar to. I haven't really played enough of it to really tell. I've only played like the very beginning tutorial bit, so I know sort of what the buttons are, basically, because I prefer blind playthroughs. I think that's a better way to go about it. And that way the people who have already played the game or are actively playing can offer tips, and other people who are new to the game are experiencing it for the first time along with me, and it's just better overall. As you can see on the top left though, this is test review. It is an early access build, so there may be performance issues with the game that will be fixed over time, as well as bounce and stuff like that. It was given to me for free by the developers, but that doesn't affect my opinion of the game in any way, shape, or form. Standard yada yada, no disclosure, or full disclosure rather. Bullshit. Yeah, I think we'll just go right in. Again, I have played a little bit, but just this beginning tutorial bit, just so I knew what to really expect.
Vrakas made us from stone to protect Gardogard. Against orcs, ogres, and all the other beasts of Tion. We are the guardians of Gardogard. We are the children of the divine smith. We are the Dwarves.
Helpful hint there. Stunned enemies give you crits, knocked down enemies you just outright kill. That'll be really handy when we get multiple people to play with. We get a second one during this tutorial bit, and they kind of sort of synergize a little bit, sort of together, kinda. I'd imagine later on you get some people that synergize really well, like one guy can knock out a bunch of people or stun a bunch of people, and then somebody else can just like go through and just AoE crit and just do massive damage. Because as you can kind of sort of see, we end up fighting a lot of things all at once. So it gets a bit chaotic. You can pause at any time, yes, and then if I move up, it'll tell me to leap attack. Yep. We'll pause here though. Simple UI, again, portrait here. If you get multiple people, you can use 1, 2, 3, 4 or tab to select between them. We have obviously health, and then the action points. You get action points when you kill enemies, or apparently if you're near an ally and they get a kill, you also get some AP for it as well, like you sort of share. One of the loading screen things told me about that as well. It had to do with relationship though, so I don't quite know. Our 3 starting abilities are Mighty Blow, just a standard small kind of AoE type thing. You can usually just hit 2 people, sometimes 3 with it, maybe 4 if you're really lucky. Friendly Fire is a thing though, so like, oh my god, be careful. Charge, just obviously charge, pushes people aside, really useful to break through. And Leap Attack to just kind of get into the combat, which it wants me to use. This will knock down really light people, so if I were to do it on... Can't quite see. I can't quite see, but this guy here, he's only got 3 little bars of health, so I think he might be one of the lighter dudes. So if we were to do a leap, like on top of him, roughly, he might get knocked over, and we can just execute him. Or it'll just miss completely, because the highlights... That's one of the issues I have with the game, is if I'm using an ability like Q here, and I say, oh, I want to use it on this guy, this looks like a just pretend it's a really good spot to use it. It's a really cool thing, but this other dude here who I have no control over, he might just randomly decide, oh, I'm gonna go for this guy now, like right this instant, and wander into my attack. And it does massive damage to him. And I could see that being an issue. It's just something you just have to get used to though, I suppose. We'll go ahead and use this ability anyway, because the auto attack is pretty trashy. You can see here we do 1,100 damage, and I knocked him down. Our auto attack, not quite so much. That was a crit for 200 there because he was stunned. But normally we just do 100 damage per hit. Like, yeah, you can chip away at people and all that, but it's not really that effective. You're better off basically spamming abilities the best you can while you can. It helps to hit them as well. Just, again, be careful of Friendly Fire. I think I hit him there, that's why I said half health. Whoops. Again, killing guys does give me action points, so if I can go... Can't really reach anybody now, there's sort of a line of dwarves in the way, so we'll just charge through. A bit scary doing it this way, but whatevs. We'll be fine. But if I kill weakened dudes who are like almost dead and get the killing blow, I'll be able to get the quick AP for it. So I'll probably leave a couple people alive at just a bit of health, and we'll see if I can take advantage of that. Quote, that's not saying that the AI will just automatically like arrow them or something to death, you know. We're at 30 of 60 kills. Objectives appear down here. From what I can tell, there are a bunch of objectives that range from killing a bunch of dudes to targeting specific things. The next stage will be going for some catapults that are over there, or protecting somebody while they do a thing. So the tutorial of this is quite nice because it doesn't hold your hand and straight up tell you that, you just sort of experience it. Like, we'll be going to kill catapults, and it's like, oh, okay, so that's the type of objective, but the game doesn't tell you, hey, sometimes objectives are like this, and it's just like, well, yeah, I can see that. So it's quite nice. But they've thrown down an item for us, and this is the items tutorial. We'll leap over there because I can't quite just run over there.
I'd be happy to pass on this present to the greenskins.
And now we have a fourth ability. We can use it 10 times and it costs 1 AP. And it is really useful here because look at that AoE. Massive, and knocks people back. You can see there a couple people were knocked down, and some of them were even knocked off the bridge. So really, really good to be using here. Like, so good to be using. And it stunts a bunch of people. It knocks them down. It's just, oh my god, so good. So we'll use it a bit. Oops, charged into a wall and knocked myself down. Thankfully, I don't get one shot when I get knocked down. I probably take a lot of bonus damage though. And we'll chip on through and kill 15 more people. Shouldn't be too bad as long as I keep using my abilities and finish off weakened guys to get AP. This dude down here. Kill him. We got 3 again. Smash. Killed another guy. 2 AP. Need 1 more. We do get some overtime. There we go. And done.
My king, what are you doing here?
Giselbert I, the father of the Fifthling clan, has not been on the front line of battle against the creatures of Tion for many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant. It brings weakness and death.
Stay at your posts. Be as steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
Nothing really beats the dwarven spirit. So now we have multiple people to play with, one of them being the fucking king, and he is a complete badass, as you can imagine. His abilities are different than our abilities, so that's why I say sometimes you could probably get people who synergize really well. These guys don't really synergize too well, but they kind of sort of do, in a way, because we could do a quick stun with Mighty Blow or the leap attack / really just the grenades to stun a bunch of guys, and then Giselbert here can cleave and just do massive damage to people. Cleave already does a lot of damage, and the AoE is quite huge. We'll go ahead. Actually, Cleave I don't think really does too much damage. I think I'm thinking of the W ability, which we could go ahead and use anyway. It's got a surprisingly large radius to it too. So we'll do that. I think the Cleave really just knocks him aside. Deals damage, knocks him sideways. Yeah, I don't think it actually does that much damage though. But it's really good for clearing a bit of a path. And then he's also got Vrakas, which motivates himself and nearby heroes to fight quicker for a short time. It also heals people, but the ability doesn't tell you that. The ability descriptions could be a bit better. Only costs 2 AP, so very spammable. And yes, I know. I know it. So he's going to do his smashy thing, so keep that in mind. I'm going to just leap. Well past that. Should I go for the catapults? Oh, we'll go for the ogres. We'll focus on the ogres. This guy's he's really good at maneuvering around, so it'd be worth like heading like way back there for the catapults, but then I have to go over there, and by the time I get over there, he'd be in really rough shape, and so we'll just, we'll stick together. I think him and I have a good enough relationship that our kills give each other AP. So we'll go for that. I should be okay there. Yep, we're good. Smashy, smashy, and switch back. We'll go for the AoE encourage type thing. Smash again. Accidentally hit that guy over there. Oh well. He's already dead there. Go for another cheer. Try to scoot a bit so the king can get in there. People's positioning is a bit shit. It's a very narrow area here. You're not even attack. What are you even doing? There we go. Can't smash yet. Now you can. I think he just knocked the... Oh, okay. He's over there. I thought he flew a dwarf off the bridge. Come on. There we go. I don't know why he doesn't want to just auto attack. Right clicked him and nothing happened. So now we'll charge through. Brah. Charge through. Leap back here. Work on this catapult. Meanwhile, the king will go for another cheer to keep people healed and attacking good and fast. Sort of wiggle on up here. Try to charge through. If I click past, they'll just kind of hack and slash their way through. Cleave when we can. One more AP. There we go. Scoot him out of the way. 300 damage. Not terrible. And we're here. And we can cheer. Get him his health back. We can smash the catapult a couple times. That one's dead. Move on to this one. The king. Break our way over as well. All the AI is working on all the orcs over there, so we're okay. Cheer again to heal. Smash the catapult. Keep working on it.
These are the ones who attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf!
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Sitalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves.
All peace-loving beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind.
This cannot be. Silence, you fool! Vrakas, forgive me for what I am about to do.
Quickly! In formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
Yes?
And now we protect the guy while we fight. Different objectives. This one is basically just hold dudes back until, from what I can tell, just basically a time limit. Since we're fighting like almost nothing, there's a lot of dudes just standing around over there, not really attacking. Some of them will trickle on through. Slash, I think they just kind of spawn in and kind of sort of run over a bit, but for the most part, they're just sort of there. So this is really easy.
Come here, you!
Just trying my damnedest not to accidentally hit a friendly guy with any of my abilities. Already at 3 of 5 runes. There's only like, I don't know, 4 orcs left.
On the way! Come here, you! Does that?
And these guys are done.
Understood!
And they're just gonna... Okay, bye guys.
On the way!
Ha 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 ha.
Understood!
Look at me. I am Sinthoras, the reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul.
Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer.
The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it.
Never! My soul belongs to Rakas.
No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
And this is as far as I made it. 1,000 cycles later. Cycle, I'm assuming, being a year.
You're a perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on?
I love that there's voice acting in this game. For once, I don't have to read aloud.
What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay.
Okay. You look like shit.
You look dreadful.
What a charmer.
The maid gives you an ironic, reprimanding scowl.
Ikana has been crying half the night.
When you were teething, I carried you around the vaults. You played with my beard and I sang you to sleep.
Frala smiles. She's heard this story many times before.
That was 23 cycles ago. But I'm quite sure you didn't sing. You might have grumbled a bit.
If what you've read about the dwarven lifespan is true, it'll be another 300 sun cycles and more before you are called to the Eternal Forge. The certainty of one day having to witness Frala's death already burdens your heart.
I'd better not keep the Magus waiting.
See you later. There's goulash for dinner.
Dude, I fucking love goulash. Something's added to inventory and those other guys are removed from the party. Dang it, I wanted them to stay. And another thing added to inventory, so I presume... Ah, that's what the fist is. Aha! Level, health, skills. Stubborn passive. If his health is less than 30%, Tungdil gains bonuses on armor and damage. 0 armor, 0 damage for 0 seconds. Excellent. What a great passive. Or Blacksmith's Blow, a mighty blow dealing lots of damage to a few enemies and throws them back. 3. Oh, that costs 3. That's not a shield. That's an AP thing, right? So it costs 0 to use because it's passive, right? But does 0 damage, right? Okay. 23 damage apparently. Oh boy, 23 damage and 1 second cooldown. I think we've got gold, provisions, and Frala's amulet, a symbol of protection that Tungdil has forged for Frala. We should probably give that to her at some point.
This is where you swung the forge hammer for the first time 30 cycles ago. No one taught you the craft. It was enough for you to watch Lot Yonan's old smith at work. Whenever the workshop was empty, you practiced and quickly mastered the craft with ease.
Stuff to look at. I can't seem to like move the camera. I just like rotate it around where I am, so I can't really see what's too far ahead. Okay, and a couple things in there. All right.
There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
I think it'll all probably be flavor text, but yeah, it's fine. So it's not all flavor text, okay.
You've worked a bit more on Sunya's birthday present last night. The little one is crazy about horses. You, on the other hand, prefer to keep your distance unless you're fitting them with hooves. Too many legs and way too big. Everything you know about dwarves you learnt from books. The divine smith created the dwarves, and from time to time you make him an offering of some crumbs of gold. It's the most valuable thing you have to offer Vracus.
Gold crumbs. And I think that's everything in this little area here.
There are apparently dwarves who have never seen the sky. And you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world, a longing that grows stronger with every year.
Oh, I'm betting we'll see more of the world at some point. We'll go on some, like, grand adventure and come back home and everything will be destroyed.
Groundling. Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a 4th degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
Alright, check it out.
Tangdale! Quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
You immediately recognize what the problem is. A chain running over a pulley for positioning the cauldron is detached from its mounting, and the cauldron stuck in the fireplace. It's a heavy load, and none of the famuli, who feel superior even during kitchen duty, dare do anything. They might burn their fingers, or even get a bit dirty.
Can't get dirty. Those robes are nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a loose chain, alright.
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry. Here, hold this.
Talk to him.
Do you remember when you dyed my beard with some magic spell? I had to shave it off.
You stroke your beard, which is unusually short for a dwarf.
Damn it! Ah, it's heavy!
The young human forces through his pursed lips, letting the pot sink a little.
Don't you dare ruin my goulash, boy!
The cook, with beefy forearms, glares at the young man, and after a brief moment, he tries harder.
Speaking of, I mentioned young human. Actually, looking around, I think I might be the only dwarf here. All these dudes are humans.
With as much concern in your voice as you can muster, you say,
Oh, no, this doesn't look good.
You're pleased to notice he's dripping with sweat.
I'll get you back for this, groundling! You damned freak!
For a moment, you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen, his face bright red.
What a pair you are!
Oh, you two. We can make a sitcom about the two of them. Probably.
The goulash is bubbling in the cauldron. You draw the warm air in through your nose, and the smell makes your mouth start watering.
Goulash.
I am your godfather, little one. I'll look after you just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed.
It'd be crazy living for so long that you're just like helping raise generations of people. Not as much to look at here.
Delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idderslane. It's certainly your favorite beer, but you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
Oh.
Do you know what Lord Yonan wants?
The maid gives you an amused look. She has often accused you of making things more complicated than necessary.
Fine, I'll talk to Lot Yonan or whatever his name is.
Vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with. Many painful knuckles have taught you that she knows how to handle her heavy wooden spoon, and that she may possibly have eyes in the back of her head. Lot Yonan's vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library, and private rooms for the famuli. Together with the forge, the kitchen, and the other utility rooms, it makes up quite an impressive complex. But compared to the courts of the other magi, the seat of power in Yonandar is small and modest.
So really, in the grand scheme of things, this massive place isn't really that impressive. Is this where I'm supposed to go? I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go. There might be a map. Maybe this is.
Master Lord Yonan, Father told me you wish to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Black Saddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure. What's in the bag?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Rakus gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Yes, perhaps. But don't hold out too much hope. And be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah, goblins. They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river.
There's a story there somewhere. I like the little references to stuff for flavor. It's nice.
Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Varakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lord Yonan.
Not quite as grand a journey as, say, Lord of the Rings, who are throwing away a ring to, like, save the world or whatever. We're just delivering some shit to a wizard. Yeah. Oh well. So now can I talk to you? Like, yo, I'm going for a while, and I have a thing for you too. I'm not sure how I give that to you. Thinking it doesn't do anything.
Hello, Frala.
Ah, there we go.
I've got a present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewelry in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said, but you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Black Saddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough food for the first few days of your journey.
Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Ida's Lane as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial and Vracus to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it, think of me.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
I gave you a present, and I think you just gave it right back to me. No, okay, it's your scarf. Okay. I was gonna say, like, goddamn, I just gave you one of those.